Hi guys, it's Jamie again. I know two videos sort of only 12 hours apart, if that, but I saw this thing called Roxy's Weekly Challenge, which a lot of crafters take part in, and Rachel from that channel sets you a challenge to create as many of a thing as you can in 45 minutes. As you know, I'm learning, I'm a complete beginner, so I had a little go behind the scenes before coming on to see if I could do it and do it okay. And it's another journaling insert, but this time it's to make out of one sheet of paper two pockets which you can put tags in, which I was making in my early video, so kind of relevant, or little things in, little bits of ephemera. So these go inside your journal, sewn in along with other pages. So this is one I did as I experimented. You don't spend much time decorating because you can always come back and decorate it later, just give it a little bit of a feel. So the first thing you do is make up, 4, 5, 6 of them, and then you start decorating and just see where you get to within your 45 minutes. So this one's got some very basic washi tape on, some torn off bits of papers, some very old stuff here, been inked around the edge. That was fussy cut another previously, obviously not as practicing, or that would have taken forever. So I don't have any more like that because I'm not really into fussy cutting. So I'm going to give it a go, and the way I'm going to time it, because I'm technologically so advanced that I film everything on my iPhone which is how I also time things, is I've actually got Rachel's channel up on my YouTube. I'll make sure I turn the sound down, so when I start to actually make these, I'll switch her episode on, so I'm kind of making alongside her as well, but it also means that I get an idea of my 45 minutes. So let's get going. Let's press play on that. Right, she's off and running. So you take a large piece of paper, mine weren't quite as long as Rachel's, from an old journal. This was one I actually bought recently at a second-hand shop because I wanted something that had Victorian maps and diagrams on, and this one had them, and it's a book about steam trains of all things, and it was very, very cheap. So you don't fold it quite in half because you want to leave a little bit for these flaps here. So you just fold it basically virtually in half and then fold this one down. This one's a bit more awkward because Rachel was using normal kind of paper, maybe slightly heavier weight, whereas this is very much a coffee table book, so the paper's quite thick, but you can press it into shape a bit better later. Although it gets sewn in, Rachel was gluing hers, so I'm going to glue mine. You don't want to glue this bit because that's where your pocket's going. So you just glue down here, here, and then you leave this bit open. So just along those two outside seams, the middle bit, and that inner seam, not in a big glue-like manner. Obviously you can go watch it on her channel, because she probably explains that a lot better than I do. Did she do the cutting first? She probably did actually. So the first thing I think she did was cut a little triangle out of this central spine so that when it's all folded up it doesn't buckle. So it was a little triangle here from this top bit, so going up on that line and a little bit in that way and a little bit in that way. Great descriptions there by me. And then she also cut a bit of a triangle off this side. She didn't measure to get them the same, she just kind of did it by eye, not even trying to get them the same because they're not, when they're sewn in there might be things in between, so it's not like anyone's going to do a compare and contrast to see how accurate you were. Anyway, you've only got 45 minutes, so, and I'm not the fastest crafter in the world, so we're gonna, ooh, forgot I put the needle in there to stop it gunging up for once. Haha, nearly threw that over everything. Right, so there's me in my panic to get, ooh, gunk Not very nice. Never mind. Needle has gone rusty from being next to wet glue. So along here, central bit, and along the bottom bit. So I just have to squidge that a bit harder. You know me and glues, or maybe you don't, but me and glues do not get on. They never seem to think I'm strong enough to get the glue out. This one is being a pain. Typical, just when I don't have enough time for it to play up. So Rachel, I think, is Australian by her accent. And I think I saw on one of her episodes where she was saying, well, if you're in England, it will be cooler. And we're just having a bit of a heat wave. So that made me smile. I think we're actually, because Australia's going into its autumn now, I think. So we're actually probably enjoying better weather than them for once. So then we're just going to, careful not to catch that, stick that down. Obviously, that's a little bit bowed there, but that's okay. I'm just going to press it again, make sure it's all in place. And then what she did was she made several quite quickly, and then if she didn't have time to decorate them all within the 45 minutes, she stopped. So I will do the same. Okay, so here we go, 30 seconds of very exciting folding, sticking, gluing, straightening, cutting, etc. Just because I speeded this up, partly I didn't get anywhere near all of this done anyway. I am about to come back and chat about the last one. So now what Rachel did do, sorry, I'm changing subjects. What Rachel did do was she also did some that were different sizes. So I'm going to do that as well. So she didn't fold it exactly in half. She did like a smaller pocket and a larger pocket, just to vary it up a bit, particularly if you're putting it all into one journal. You don't want the same thing. The idea is to be curious, isn't it? But you still cut along this line here. From what I can remember, I've made that quite a lot deeper on this pocket. That doesn't really matter though. Obviously, if the whole point of a junk journal is that it is fascinating, I haven't folded that in half properly either. If it's fascinating because you find little things, then you don't want the same design all the time. Yeah, I'm going to have to trim that up quite a lot, both sides. Right, I bet I'm running out of time already and I haven't even started decorating. Let's just trim this up then. Which side was... So that side needs to be trimmed this way a little bit. And then this side needs to be trimmed. I can zoom this in on editing so you can see properly where that's all not quite aligning. Get rid of that rubbish. Glue this one. Don't know how much time I've got left. I think I've got about 30 minutes maybe. Yeah, I'll just make sure I'm gluing it in the right place. I just had to double check myself then. Alright. Ugh. I do not want to be getting glue over this cutting board, I do have my kitchen paper, greaseproof paper, parchment paper if you're in America, at the handy to cover this, and I haven't covered it, of course. That's right, isn't it? So it's there. I meant to fold this earlier, never mind. I don't suppose it matters which way and how you fold it. That actually might be easier for me to get right, to be fair. So this time you have a smaller pocket on this side and then a bigger pocket on this side, but obviously when you sew it in, that's still being sewn in centrally to the journal. I should demonstrate that really, because that looks like you wouldn't, but you still, when you sew it in, you still sew along that line, so it would still be equal. Right, have I done 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start decorating, because if I get through it, I can always make up another one, can't I? Black and white. I did pull out some bits, of course. Not much though, I must admit. And we're going to just do some basic decorating. So that's the front cover, if you like. And like I say, we're keeping it pretty basic. So I've got some very old bits and pieces here. Those are all brown, so I'd rather put those on something else. What about some blues? I very rarely do blue. What have we got in blues? Do I cut those or do I just tear them? Just tear them, because it's quicker. I don't have any blue ink, do I? I don't know actually, I might have. Because like E from, what's he on? Scrapbooking with me. I quite like to ink the edges to age things or make things look a little bit. I'm doing this a bit slower so I don't go into these things. So like E from Scrapbooking with E, and also Natasha from, can't remember what Natasha's channel's called now, but I do link everything in my description, all the sort of channels I follow. So, and then because I've torn these bits, I'm now gonna have to sort of tear these bits, unless I put it right on the edge. And then tear along here as well. What was I working with? Oh, I've just caught that. Oh, it doesn't matter, it's meant to be old, isn't it? It's not going to be perfect. I think as I've, should I, yeah, I can just, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I haven't actually decided what I'm doing here yet. So we've got a tag, we've got a, that's already got a stamp on it though. There's a bit of music here, so maybe we can put some musical notes somewhere on this. This was from the masculine book. Again, bought 15 years ago, probably. What else is on here? A metronome. Waska uses one of those. An Atterbox, don't even know what that is. Atterbov. That one's got a blue background. What else have we got? Ooh, more, very musical. Mind you, when I used to try an internet date, men did seem very obsessed with listing every band they liked on their profiles, which I never really understood. How about a piano? Yeah, I never really understood, because I couldn't care less what band you like. That isn't important to me. So, like, how to make yourself non-fascinating. What is it? A picture of you holding a carp fishing. And in my case, listing every band you've ever listened to or every book you've ever read. Because I don't care. I think I'm going to have to stick that up on the edge because I don't want to tear that. It's too close. So let's have a look. How can we do this? Are we going to do it all? Yeah, I think we'll just do it scrapbooky. Is that too much blue? Do you know what? I think it might be. Can we... Maybe too much blue on one page. I might just stick with those two, take the musical theme inside with that, and look for a different colour. I don't have to stick with the masculine vibe book in here. So tempting to put an elephant or something on here for randomness. There isn't. Oh, there's a football sticker. Not that this book's going to be for a guy necessarily. Don't think many men keep journals, do they? Not in that sense. I know it's a big worky thing. Cars with a bit of a brown background. We just want a little something, don't we? I don't want any more blue. Maybe the football. And that looks like American football, to be honest. It's very American, this. That's got a bit of blue in it, but it's a different shade. I'm not liking these particularly. This is probably why I've still got loads of them here, because I'm not talking about carp and fishing. How about I put a random fish on there? It's almost irresistible. Or a pair of wellies, waders. It's almost irresistible to do that. I'm still tempted to put the elephant on, just for randomness. Oh, what about the word wild? And that's just, it's meant to be old-fashioned. You can't go sticking words like wild down, can we? Well, I can, but... I'm not feeling this. I think I'm not feeling it because of the masculine vibe. But I feel like I should do something more masculine. What about golfing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, I have to make a decision. So let's go with golfing. I think if I'm gluing this much, I am going to get rid of the scraps and get a piece of very noisy paper. This is all backed up with card as well. So this is more like a topper. Again, years old. I'm surprised the card's still on it. I mean, it must be more than 15 years, or at least 15 years old when I made this. I've got a bit mad with the glue, but that should help. Just seeing, I think I'm about halfway through my time now. Oh, nearly stuck him upside down. That will be good. Golfer. Right, he's a bit raised, so I can't really have anything overlapping him. I might be able to slip that under. Quite like that because that's following the lines on the paper as well. Oh, I haven't inked those edges. Do I need to? Maybe. Where's my little ink distress? Bit of brown ink to age it a bit. I'll be aging the whole booklet thing as well. So just round the edge, where I say brown, it's coming over black on this. That's fine. It'll also, because there are so many lines on this, help it stand out a bit. So slip it under there, glue it there. Yeah, that will do. Like I said, any finishing touches can be done another time. This is just to produce as much as you can in 45 minutes that may be of use in the future, or stuff to store. I need to have more friends so I can make more journals for people. Because at the moment I don't have enough friends. I do have this, which I've been using to, since I ripped some paper earlier. This is a bit softer to help stick things down a bit and get out any air bubbles and things. I'm getting sticky. Me and glue. I'm pleased to see I'm not the only one who suffers with the glue though. That's the luggage label. Please get that the right way around. I'm going to obviously ink that up. I still think I'm not overly keen on the blue. So how about, just thinking, it's still a bit blue, isn't it? I'm just finding the blue a bit much. I think I'm so used to doing more vintagey stuff that all this blue is throwing me. You wouldn't really put a postage stamp at the bottom of that, would you? So I think, what else can I put on there? Maybe just a bit of kind of torn up paper with something in the middle there in a second. Maybe that's the way to go. And this time I'm going to glue on direct, because if I try to glue tissue, well, it's a kitchen roll towel straight down, if I try to glue on that, it's gonna tear. So maybe if I put this kind of here, obviously a bit more there. I need to get the edges. It's okay. I hope I get through more than one. I'm getting close to only getting one done, but that's okay if I only get one done. I mean, I have literally been doing this junk journaling for 10 days. So if I only get one done, I only get one done in my challenge time. And that's going to be wet now. Right, now can I bear to put some blue on there? If it's got some brown behind it. No, I still can't. Too much blue. Maybe it's that shade of blue I don't particularly like either. Can't really put a butterfly on there when I've got quite a masculine theme going on. What else have I got? Ooh, I'm just hunting through my scraps. I've got that. Too much colour going on with that. I shouldn't have done masculine. This is the problem. If I'd done something girly, this would be so much quicker for me. Maybe... See, I'm just not liking it as a topper. It just needs to be smaller, I think. Maybe if I just get, like, forget it being a luggage label and just get that. Just rip round this. Try and get all this blue off. Oh, bits of paper sticking to me now. Or a little bit of blue, I suppose, would be all right. Because obviously there's blue on that one. And then do something like that. Yeah, I'm preferring that, because these could be musical notes. Right, let's just edge this up. I think the problem is, because I have to debate what I'm going to put on here, it's taking me longer than I anticipated to do this. But that's okay. It's not very exciting, but it's okay. That can be torn off. It is very, very wet now for decorating the inside. Never mind. I think that's stuck down enough. I might have to come back and stick a bit more under that, or clip it. If I clip it, that might help it along. Like that. Right. And that'll hold that up. I'm going to decorate this side because that has, in theory, that could be used as a journaling space because there's a lot of white there. Here you got the word railway station. I quite like that. And departure platform. And York 1851, one of my favourite cities. So what do we want to do with this that isn't going to ruin it? because that's my biggest thing now, is that I kind of wish I'd done girly. I wonder if they got a train in this book. Just throw everything to one side. It's a mess again. It's got a compass thing. That might be useful. Keep that to one side. Don't think going fishing is useful. I was thinking about the piano, but I've changed my mind on that. Don't fancy baseball. It's not autumn. They haven't got a train, they've got a car. Oh, there's a train. Yes, found a train. Awesome. Then that might well do. I could have made this transport themed, couldn't I, thinking about it? Because you've got car and train. Meanwhile, I've got golfing and whatever it was on the front. Can't even remember that now. Is it music and golfing? And yes, have a train. I'm liking that. Now, I don't want to ruin the railway station, so I'm going to just put it there. Does it need anything else behind it? Just push that to one side. See, I much prefer browns, not particularly on white paper, mind, but I do prefer browns. Got like a miner's light, which might seem a little odd, but in a way kind of goes with a train to me. So I might, and it seems to have the similar brown background. Not that you have to do samey. But a miner's lamp. And then a train. I haven't placed that yet, do not worry. Anything else? That's all cowboy stuff, so no good for the UK. Pipes and keys, not particularly. Anything else? Shall I stick the random elephant in here? The carp from the fishing. Got anything on here? Oh, just these labels again with stamps. Oh, I suppose you could do the little... Do you need more than that? Possibly not. You've got some tissue paper on the front. And I think what I'm tempted to do is put some more here and then put the lamp on top and then the train kind of there, or maybe even straight. Should I put the train straight and have the lamp going at a... Yeah, I think I'll do the train straight and then the lamp and the tissue. That seems a reasonable design. Oh, you see, I should be allowed to go over by about 10 minutes because I'm a newbie and I struggle to get the glue out. I think that would be very, very fair. That people with years of experience of this are handicapped. So either they only get 35 minutes and newbies get 45, or newbies get an hour, something like that. I'm going to be doing very damp tissue paper again, aren't I? Really not helping my own cause here by doing it this way. but I am struggling with masculine design, so I don't want to go into that crease too much. Ooh. Getting messy. Can you hear that? It's like, it sounds like it's all air. This is relatively new, I think, so there's still plenty in here. Well, assuming they're reasonably gentle. I don't want to cover up York either, because like I say, favourite city, one of my favourites, if not my favourite. From when I was a kid, it was a big treat to go to York. York and Whitby. Those were the two big day trips. I mean, we did loads of day trips, but those were the two that stick out in my mind. And the Dales, so you can tell what area I'm from the Dales. Well, I'm actually from Barnet Castle, which has been made famous by Dominic Cummins. Going to Specsavers there. Not that there is a Specsavers in Barney. See, you can tell I'm a local because I just said Barney. You can't tell by my accent because I've lost the accent, but you can tell when I say things like Barney. Oh, torn that. Although I don't think that matters. Any bits that dry lifted up, I'll just tear off. So if things don't stick down properly, they can just be flicked off. And then this one, which we were going to do sort of that way, bit of an angle. I am covered in glue now. I think I've got about 10 minutes by the look of her video, so I'm probably only going to get one done because I don't want to abandon one to start another one. Anyway, masculine theme, not done that. Just going to swivel that round a bit more. Why I would choose a masculine theme, I don't know. Probably because I found that little pad when hunting for bits, and it's definitely not one I would use normally. So, okay, cool. I mean, on my previous one, the one that I did actually finish in a reasonable amount of time, I decorated all this bit as well, didn't I? And this side, although I said that could be a journaling space, but what I could do, that's gone over that edge, which I didn't really want it to do. Don't know where my cutting tools are. I don't think that's going to make it particularly fat though. What I could do is just get a bit of book, old book paper, if I've got some, or any book paper. Like that. What would make today great? Daily affirmations. And put that there so people kind of know to journal on it, or is that too much? I don't like the contrasting colours. I wonder if I've got any actual scraps of dyed book paper in my little pile, which is probably not within shot of the camera. Yes, I do. So I could just... I think it's the contrast that's kind of getting me a little bit between the white and this colour. I'm just wondering, how dry is that now? Oh, it's still a bit tacky. About covering most of this, even though you could in theory write on it. Oh, could have it as a fold out as well, you know. Might do that. be inventive. So I'm going to make a fold out note section. At least that's going onto that so it won't stick to it. Yeah, inventive stuff. If I only get one done, at least I've done something extra. At least I've been a bit extra. And then lots of glue. Not that I think it's going anywhere, but there you go. Which way up are we going? That way. Yeah, done a bit extra. I feel happy now. I feel happy now because now I feel like I've created something a bit more than. That, of course, is going to wrinkle. But if I get in there quick, you never know. Oh, this is good. I should have used this before. That is getting out most of those air bubbles. Well, more than I normally get out. Oh yeah. Okay, that makes a bit more sense to me now. I mean, I'm still not a huge fan, but I think obviously when I ink the edges, which I'll do in a second, wonder if I've got any brownish washi tape. I don't suppose I have. I've got green florals or greys. Oh, I do have a brownish one. Got that brown. I've got that brown. I'm just wondering if I put a bit of washi tape down, whether that's gonna, that I think, because although that's closer to that, that's closer to that. Could go centrally and go with that, which is actually very close to that, isn't it? I'm even debating the washi tape now. So let's see if I can get that up and do a bit of random washi tape. Maybe just randomly placed. Oh, that's too close. I think that doesn't really. Let's try this mushroomy colour. Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe if you stick a bit of random tape down. Unfortunately, oh, it does tear. Whether that, yeah. Oops, I've managed to buckle it. Brilliant. So yeah, I've managed to tear it and then I've managed to fold it back on itself. You keep hearing me huffing and puffing on the microphone, probably. Going like snorting at my own incompetence. Okay, bit of random washi tape. I just feel it needs something. And then maybe I kind of quite like doing something on these envelope openings, because I don't know, I just quite like putting something there. And I've just managed to get a bit of glue on that and a bit of something on this one. I'm pleased it's the terry type. Randomly put on, and then the back. It's ever such a nice map, isn't it? Of whatever it is. Sidings? Oh no, it's actually a map. Oh, Micklegate. Oh, it's a map of York. Aha. Okay. Seems a shame to put anything over that. just wondering if we do like a, I don't even know what I'm trying to achieve here. Like a, yeah, like one of them. So it's on, but it's not on. Does it matter if it's, we've already got one going the other way, haven't we? So I wonder if it matters if it's going, the lines are going the wrong way. I don't think it does. Yeah, I'll do it. Do it. Yeah. I don't think I've got time to debate much more, so just do it. Yeah, I think I've got about 3 minutes. Oh. Wow, just to prove I cannot make quick ephemera. That is slightly over that. Right, let me just stick that down, and then I'm going to rip a little bit along there. And just make sure that's stuck down. And that needs to come back a bit. Ooh, that's not very good. Maybe I just need to try and rip something that I don't want to rip. Oh, okay, I don't mind that. Well, I don't like the spiky out bits, but the more I'm doing this, the more spiky out bits I'm getting. Huh. That was just me getting frustrated with it. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm putting 2 bits of paper in. Oh, come on, come on. Literally 2 minutes. I've yet to ink the envelope. That's not the way I did it before, was it? No, don't like it. Right, you can all come off. I did like the idea, now I don't like the idea. I quite like that, actually. Oh, talk about typical. I wonder if I can just stick more of this down, or is that just getting too much on that? It's getting too much. I'm just going to let that dry. I quite like that. That just looks like a big piece of washi tape's been stuck on. Accidental design, I think you call that. It needs something else, but let's ink anyway, because I am running out of time. So let's get the ink going and quickly ink around these edges. I'm like watching that clock, panicking. Some people don't like the inked edge thing. I do like the sort of grunginess of it. I like the idea of sort of vaguely making something look a bit... You see, the whiteness of paper now, I've been doing these sort of junk journals, it's kind of upsetting. In the junk journals, not in general. That would sound weird. I've only been doing them 10 days and I'm getting upset by very white paper. That makes me sound like a right weirdo. No, what I mean is, in a junk journal, if it's too white, it doesn't feels like it needs to be more sort of dirty and grungy, which sounds really awful. I know what I mean. I think even if you don't see it, I can shove a bit down that central bit as well. That's going to have to come off. I think I'm just about to go over, but I feel like I'm nearly done. So I am going to go with, I get an extra 2 minutes because I'm a newbie. I'm just going to give myself that extra bonus. Yep, the video's just come to an end now. But I feel like I can have that bonus because I'm a newbie. See this, now it's getting a bit more grungy. To me, looks a little better. So, for the sake of 2 minutes, and the fact that I only got one done, which is slightly pathetic, I think I'm going to give myself that extra 2 minutes. Anyway, it's one way to clean this, isn't it? Just like rub it across this lot. Have I managed to grunge up enough? I think so. Yeah. Okay, well, it's not my favourite thing in the world. Let's be honest here. But you've got pockets, so you can put tags or journaling cards in it. It is quite masculine. It is very white. Wish I'd done a different one now, in the sense of it does need to dry off and it does need to be sort of resharpened. I do prefer this one, I must admit, which I think I made in less time, but I wasn't being videoed, so I think that's probably why that was slightly more successful. I'm not saying it was super quick, but it was definitely not 45 minutes. It was more like 15, 20, which if I did them all like this would mean I would get 2 to 3 done in the 45 minutes normally. But it's an awesome little challenge. I might do these again. Quite enjoying it. But hopefully I will get more than one thing done in the next one. Particularly as I'm not overly keen on that. But it can go somewhere, can't it? Someone will like it, surely. Yeah. Okay, that's it from me. I wish I'd done that one now on camera.